All right, guys, welcome back. Earn Your Leisure. This is a very special episode. Shout out to Philadelphia, the great city of Philly.
We went back to the city of brotherly love.
Yeah,
they've been so good to us.
We have you in Philly. So, all right. So a few weeks ago, I'm on Instagram. Like I'm always on Instagram all day, every day.
All day.
Somebody tagged me in United Masters. Shout out to United Masters.
Yeah, shout out to the boys over there.
They did a post, and they had a young man that was an entrepreneur, and somebody was like, "Yo, get him on Earn Your Leisure." So I looked at it, and I looked at the post, and it was a dope story. It was a 14-year-old that retired his mom. That was the caption. 14-year-old entrepreneur retires his mom. He had a clothing company named Spergo out of Philadelphia. So it was dope. I liked his energy. I did some research on him. So I reached out to him. I'm like, "Yo, you interested on coming on the podcast?"
I said, for sure.
Yeah, he hit me. He hit us right back. Like, yeah, let's do it.
I would love to, Mr. Rashad, Mr. Troy. I said, I like this kid.
Let's do it. So Trey Brown, 14-year-old entrepreneur that's killing the game right now with his own clothing brand called Spergo.
14.
And all of the rappers are wearing it. The Baby has been spotted in it. Lil Durk, Meek Mill,
Diddy,
who's actually a mentor to
himself.
him. We'll talk about that. Blueface, all of it, and he's killing it. And he's on Instagram. He's promoting.
Yeah.
He's
on
got
Fox News, man.
Right.
Posted up with Shaq.
Yeah.
This guy's busy.
CNN, all that. So we got not only him, but we also he couldn't be here without his mom.
Boss.
So we got the boss.
Permission slip was signed.
Yes. Sherell Peterson, his mom, retired school teacher, correct?
Yeah. Shout out to the teachers.
So this is our first parent and son, mother and son episode.
It's my baby.
So this is going to be a good one. So first and foremost, thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, for sure. So all right, so let's get into it. So Spergo, right? So if you're on Instagram, you probably seen them, and all the celebrities are wearing it, and you're doing your thing. But it's only been around for a short period of time, and you're young. You're 14 years old, right? So you started this when you was 12, right?
12 January 2018. I started with my birthday money, $178. Got my first 16 T-shirts. Sold out that week. Then I was able to reinvest, double up, 32 T-shirts. And just from there, we just kept on growing and kept on building.
Turned 2 into a 4, 4 to an 8.
Yeah, boy, doubled up quick, right?
So, but what made you even want to start a clothes? Because like at 12 years old, most kids is thinking about video games, or they're thinking about sports, or they're thinking about stuff that they're not thinking about business, let alone starting a business themselves. Where does that come from? Like, what gave you the idea that I want to be an entrepreneur?
So I didn't even know what entrepreneur or anything that meant at the time. But so it was two things. So clothing really because my mom, she's a seamstress, and then coming from a household, church every Sunday, and I'm getting like really dressed up, suit, ties, everything. So like you can't come out the house looking a mess in my household. You gotta like be right, sneaks. And then business because I wanted to show the youth like, look, you could own a business, you could get on jets, you could travel because in my city of Philadelphia, there's not a lot of hope. Like if you grow up in poverty and that's all you see, that's all you know. So I'm just showing the youth like, look, you could go to Hawaii, you could go to Miami, you could like, you know what I'm saying?
You could chill with Diddy.
You're right. Right. And you could, you could build a business and you could build a global brand and you could do whatever. Like the sky is the limit. And I want to show the youth like, look, this is like, here's an example. And I wanted it to be, like a key factor, like to show the youth, like, look, chase your dreams and you could do whatever, whatever you want to be.
So you were saying that 12-year-old murdered a 13-year-old, something like that?
So it was August. I remember.
I think it was August 14th.
Yeah, it was like August 14th. And I remember like it was yesterday. A 14-year-old got arrested for murdering a 13-year-old. And that hit me because, that could have been me. That could have been my friend. That could have been my cousin. And it hurt from like both sides of the like, both sides. Like one kid, he's arrested, does life. He just missed out on life, all the things he could have accomplished, everything. And then, another family, they lost a family member, a mom lost a son, a brother lost a brother. And, that just hit me like, that got to stop. And it was happening, like things like that was happening like on a regular. And it was starting to become normal. So I wanted to show the youth, like, look, like, we got to turn it up. Like, you could chase your dreams.
Hustle and motivate.
Positive. And also, like, what I started doing was hiring, like, my friends, my cousins, brother, and everything like that, and giving them opportunities to show them, like, you can make money in a positive way. You don't got to, sell drugs and, do negative things, for money and different things like that. It's positive ways always out here. It's positive opportunities.
All that at 12, man. Where'd you come up with the name Spergo?
All right, so Spergo. Spergo, I came up with the name Spergo combining the word sports and heroes. And heroes really, heroes like people who are just saving me, and showing me like positive things. So I will always watch people like Damon John, Diddy, Jay-Z. So they were like my heroes. So that's where I got the hero word from. And then G-O, I got that from like, Spergo is for the go-getters. It don't matter what your profession is, as long as you getting up, you working hard to your dream, and you grinding, that's Spergo. And we got like a few campaigns that means, a lot of different things. So I got on the Leo sweatsuit, and it says established in 2018. And, so that's just like showing the beginning, and everything like that. The Leo sweatsuit been seen like by like Diddy recently today.
I saw that.
Baby. A lot of just celebrities been seen wearing it. And then also we have another campaign, Spergo Billionaire. And billionaire because every day, like I say my affirmations, like I'm powerful, I'm strong, I'm a billionaire. So billionaire just affirming, affirming that lifestyle, affirming like Spergo gonna be up there, and just affirming positive things and affirming wealth.
That's dope, man. So you got the first 16 t-shirts. This wasn't like no lemonade stand.
Right.
What was the story of how you sold the first 16?
So I sold the first 16. All right, so before I started Spergo, like I was doing music, so I was a rapper. So I was posting. I sent out a message to everybody in my phone. I was posting on my Instagram, like, look, I got this new business venture, and this Spergo. I posted the t-shirts and everything like that, and I sold out the first week. A lot of my family members, the friends, everybody was on it, and I sold out so quick. People were like pre-ordering, and people were just like the demand a little bit was up there. About like 5 people, but
So your aunt, your uncle, your cousins, they all bought it.
Right.
But how did you expand? Like, did you go out in your school? Where was you moving these shirts at?
So after the 16 shirts, and I got 32 shirts, like after like the 5 people got their shirts from the 32, I started hitting the barbershop. So I started hitting every single barbershop, every single business, and the city of Philadelphia every weekend. This started to be like a thing. Like, how some kids, they do basketball practice every Saturday. This was like my basketball practice every weekend. We would go out to every single barbershop, every single business, and I wouldn't come into the house unless every t-shirt was sold. So after it was 32 shirts, then we were able to move on to, I think it was like another batch of shirts, probably like 40 shirts. Then we were able to move on to hoodies. So now it's winter time. So it was in January, February. Now it's winter time. Now people are able to get hoodies and things that they really wanted. And that's what I wanted. In the beginning, I wanted hoodies and long sleeves, but I couldn't afford it. This was my birthday money that I was starting off with. So then I was able to move on to hoodies, and I kept moving, to the barbershops and businesses. And people just started knowing me because everywhere I go, I was rocking Spergo. It was our white and black t-shirt, and it's the yellow logo. This is our original logo. If you see me in a mall, I had on Spergo. If you see me at my friend's birthday party, I had on Spergo. I had the same t-shirt on for months straight, and it was just I wanted to be annoying to people. So then even I was still at probably like 3,000-4,000 followers, people were noticing who I was. I remember one time we was at the mall, True Religion. Somebody was, he was like screaming like, "Yo, that's like that's him," and everything like that. And that was real cool, because I wasn't even like real big on Instagram, Facebook, none of that. People were just noticing who I was just because brand consistency, and me staying consistent to my brand. I wasn't wearing nothing else. I'll probably switch up the sneakers, the jeans, but the same T-shirt for months straight, and that's how I got it to build.
I like a few things that you said there. The barbershop play is interesting because it's the center of influence, especially
definitely in our community,
in a black community amongst men. So, whose idea was it to target barbershops?
So, who idea was it to target barbershop? It was my mentor. My first mentor, Nehemiah Davis. So Nehemiah Davis, I met. I shot him a DM before I even got my T-shirts made. Before I even got my first T-shirts, he gave me a course, and the course was just showing you like what T-shirts to get. What T-shirts to get, like what good colors, for brands. Like red and yellow was like a really, good color, for any type of logo. That's why I seen in like, food.
A lot of fast food places,
and a lot of just like red is seeing like a lot of different like logos across the board. So that course was just showing me, like a lot of different things. But it was his idea to do the, barbershops. He told me to hit, some barbershops. So I hit every single barbershop, every single business. We even started moving to Camden a little bit because we hit all the barbershops in Philly. So I would type in zip codes like barbershops and 191 ... and we would hit every single barbershop. Then we started moving to Camden, and then from there we was doing like then from there we did the online store.
I like that you keep saying we.
Yeah.
Because mom is obviously the we in this equation. But mom, you said it wasn't easy at first, right? You walked into that first barbershop and it was like, what are we about to do in here?
Yeah, we were both scared. Trey was petrified. I was scared for him because that was his first time. Like, we went over kind of like what he was going to say, but it's nothing like when you're in that moment, and it was just like we were in in South Philadelphia, but when we went in, he was like, he whispered like to the guy, he was like, "Can I speak to the manager?" And he was like, "Yeah, what's up, bro?" And he was like, "Can I make an announcement and sell my T-shirts?" He was like, "Yeah, sure." Right. So Trey got in the middle of the floor. It was like a long walk to the middle of the floor. He was scared, and then he was like, "Hey everybody, I got my T-shirts, and I could be out selling drugs or doing violence."
2 years ago, 2 years ago.
It was like kind of all over the place. And this my brand Spergo. He kept going like, "This my brand Spergo." When I got T-shirts, all sizes, all around, and so they were like in shock. They was like, "Wait, ho, turn the music down!" Like everybody like stopped what they was doing, and it was probably like a very rewarding experience for me because I was nervous, and it was just like mentorship, like right on the spot. Like they embraced him. Like they was like, "Turn the music down. You gotta say it over. You gotta say it. Speak up."
They coached you through it.
Everybody had their phones out. Like they were reposting them and like, had them do it a couple times, like, "No, add this and, add that." And when that actually posted, he got like 20,000 views. He went up like, over 1,000 followers. Like everybody was commenting like, and there was so much encouragement for him, when he first started off. And for me, it was just like, it was like that reassurance, like he gonna be all right. He could, it was like, he could do it.
Nah, it's good story because it's a lot of time people make excuses in life, and it's like, all right, so you start with $100 and some odd $178, and you buy T-shirts, and then you flip it. So without probably even knowing what you're doing, you reinvest in money. That's a business rule, right? You got to reinvest. The profit is not just I make $100 and then I spend it.
Right.
You reinvest in it until you got enough to buy a sweatshirt, then you reinvest until you got enough to buy a hoodie and a tracksuit and the whole thing. And your marketing, guerrilla marketing, and center of influences where a lot of people are around and they can spread the message, and you don't have any fear in doing it. that stops a lot of people right there.
Yep.
It's like just to be able to get in front of a barbershop in front of strangers and pitch yourself, that takes a lot of courage.
Yeah,
and it's like even for adults, like there's a ton of adults that are scared to tell their friends that they want to start a business, let alone a room full of strangers. Like, you know,
it's one thing if you did it in like your own barbershop, but you're going into some neighborhoods that ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't even know the people.
Right.
That takes a lot of courage and dedication, man.
So were you able to put the merch in the shops? Like
we further down the line, I put like some I came out with my first do-rag, so I put some do-rags in the barbershop.
Smart.
And so you did it with Kay.
Oh yeah, so I did put some merch in, you know, a few barbershops, and that was like my first, you know, piece of distribution. Yeah, but I was still going out the barbershops even when I did have you know, some merch and barbershops, some Spergo gear and barbershops. I was still going out the barbershops as well. So like that was like kind of like two streams a little bit, getting it from, you know, that barbershop and then also going out the barbershops. And also that was kind of like a pickup location as well. I would send people there when I sold out. You know, so that was kind of like a pickup location as well. And it was really cool.
So Saturday, that's your Saturday routine. You was going to barbershops,
right?
Like 20 barbershops in the city,
right?
All day Saturday,
all day,
and you just selling hand to hand in the barbershop
all day.
So all right, so now you got a whole thing going with the barbershops, and your name is building in the city. I'm assuming. So what's the next play after that to grow the brand?
So after the barbershop, I was moving around in the city, and somebody gave me, you know, Diddy number, Mr. Sean number. And
how does somebody give you Diddy number?
Whoa, wait, it's a little bit. Rewind.
It's an important person that gave you his number.
So Trey was moving around so much that it was just like, it's almost like, how can I help? You know, like people, like, because I think it, you know, when you working hard, it draws people to you. It's like, you know, like they want to be a part of helping you be successful. And it is real people out here that really genuinely want to help.
I'm glad you said that, because that's something that is underrated too. Law of inertia.
Yeah.
Law of inertia is like object in motion stays in motion, or object in still stays still. Like once you get the ball rolling, and Wallow told me this. Shout out to Wallow. Yeah, we spoke. We speak a lot, but he was. I was asking him. I'm like, yo, how you get all this bar stool? How he was like, yo, once you get hot, bro, it's just like you just like things track. Like energy attracts energy, like energy, right? So it's like, and people want to be around people that are successful. It's human nature. So it's like once you really start to get that ball rolling, you'd be surprised how many blessings just randomly just start falling in your lap.
Yeah,
you've been on the road since.
It's been because it's like constantly working, and so many people are. So it's like, even if people don't notice you the first time, they may see you in another setting. Like, wait, I saw him before. Like, or I saw that brand, and then they're now digging in their brain. Like, where did I notice? Like, so they're now researching him on where they saw him first. So it was like he's out here doing something positive, inspiring other kids. So it's like, how can I help him to keep going? And he legit gave him the number. And
first thing you do was what?
Honestly, the first thing I did was FaceTime him.
Right away, no games.
He ain't pick up. So I made him a video. And that's one thing about me. Like, I'm big on the videos. Pictures is cool, but I do videos. I sent them a video. Hey, Mr. Sean, my name Trey Brown. I'm a 12-year-old entrepreneur. I'm CEO of my own clothing brand called Spergo, and then everything like that. I'm gonna send y'all the video. So after that, that was like mid-July. I'm packing up shirts in August one morning, and my phone just keeps on buzzing. It just constantly, it just kept on buzzing. I check my phone, and people telling me that, Diddy, shouted me out. Mr. Sean shouted me out. And that was just like a big step for me, because a lot of people in Philly seeing it. So that stepped up my credibility. A lot of people, all over the world was just hitting me up like, yo, I need a shirt. But good thing is I set the website up in May. So, and he shouted me out in August. So now everybody all around the world able to order a Spergo shirt. and everything like that. So that was really cool. You know, people just wanting to help, people, you know, sharing as well. You know, so that was the first step. That was the first day. My website just sold out. Everything had sold out.
That's crazy.
First day on a jet, my first day, you know, inside a Maybach. So that day was really good. Later on, actually from that post, I was able to get my first wholesale deal. And that was for 500 shirts. They didn't want no discount or nothing like that. They ordered 500 shirts at the time the shirts was $25. That's why I said at the time, because they ain't 20. They like ain't 25.
You hear that? The price went up.
Yeah, so they was like 25 at the time. Also at that time, I just gained some connections as well. A lot of people in his family, they knew me and they was like DMing me and things like that. So later on that month, I found out Meek Mill, he was having a pop-up shop inside Philly. Me growing up, being from Philly, Meek Mill was somebody that I look up to heavy. Somebody that came from, the streets and everything like that and made it and being successful. So I saw that he was, had a pop-up shop in Philly and he was going to be there. Luckily, I was off from school that day. I met him. He posted me on his Instagram. Early before I met him, I had my affirmations up. I'm powerful. I'm great. I'm amazing. Everything like that. But when he shouted me out, Meek, it gave me another, step of credibility. Like, this kid is like everywhere, this is crazy. So after that, like it just kept building from there with the wholesale deal from people seeing me on Diddy page. I was able to get my first sweatsuits, sold out of them sweatsuits. Then I was able to buy my first jackets. Now we got like a full warehouse full of different products. Like we got sweatsuits, crew necks, different t-shirts, bodysuits, swimwear, slides. Now we got like a full warehouse. We got a full brand, full collections. And Spergo is like really getting up there now. So
in the beginning, you're still in school. You're still a student in school, right?
Yeah.
Now, I know if you had a nice outfit in school, you'd have been.
Right.
What is it like when Diddy's posting you, Meek's posting you, and you going to school? What's that like?
A lot of people, they was just like, I started being like a cool kid. But in the beginning of me, like doing something different, like starting a business, and then me doing my affirmations every day too, like because them affirmations really kick in. Like, I'm strong, I'm a billionaire, I'm powerful, I'm happy. Affirmation like that really kick in, when negative things are happening. But kids at first like, oh, that's corny, and different things like that. I was getting laughed at and picked on, in the beginning because, it was just something different. In my city, it's not really cool to do something positive or do something different. But like what Mr. Wallow said, like when people think you crazy, that means you on something. Like you got something great going on. But in the beginning, it wasn't cool. But like as things started coming, I started growing on social media. A lot of my friends, they was with it. I gained, new friends who had businesses and different things like that.
Yeah, it's always funny until it's not.
Funny no more. Tell a different joke.
But I also, the thing I like about you also is that like you're staying in people's radar, and that's important. And it's like going back to why, like I was talking to him yesterday, and he was asking us. He asked me, he was like, "Y'all going to All Star?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't think we going." He was like, "Nah, you gotta go." He was like, "Cause like you just gotta be everywhere." He was like, "You gotta be everywhere," and it's crazy because like we was in Super Bowl, and we was with Big Business. Shout out to Big Business. Shout out to Alex Good Energy. And we was just randomly eating on South Beach. And I see you walking. I see you guys walking.
You got that bop.
Yeah,
you got that bop.
So we sat down. We had a conversation. And then today, I thought you was out there for an event because earlier, I think the day before, I saw you at Diddy's house with Khaled.
He was actually coming to ours, coming here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then after that, so I saw you with Khaled and Diddy and all that. So I thought that it was planned for you to come down there to meet Diddy. But you just told me like you just went down there just on the whim.
I went down. So I was in New York Thursday. I said, "Mom, everybody in Florida, everybody in Miami, let's just fly out there." And we flew out there Friday, and I didn't have nothing planned. nothing planned. Nobody that I knew was out there. I had a hotel, and my mom was like, "Yo, what we gonna do down there?" I said, "Let's just go to South Beach. Let's see who we gonna meet."
Figure it out. Figure it out.
Always a good place to figure things
Right.
out.
So, and what I told my mom earlier in the year, like, I'm not missing no event no more. Like last year when the BET Awards, the Rock Nation brunch, that hit me. Like, I'm like, yo, why am I not there? Like, that hit me.
I love
Like,
this kid.
I said, like,
I asked myself the same thing.
yeah. Like,
He was really sad though about it, like, because he was like, the brunch, I'm going to be there next year, and I was just like, okay.
Nah, because it's like I always like to, like, a child's mind is different from an adult's mind because
Yeah,
they don't have the same restrictions.
Right.
Adults be like,
We've been through some.
it's
stuff.
like you take one vacation a year, and it's like why you going these? Why not?
Right.
Why am I not going to these places? That's the real question. That's the real question.
Right.
You only live once.
I was so mad when I was missing all these spots. I told my mom, I'm not missing no All-Star game. I'm not missing no Super Bowl, no BET, no Grammys, nothing like that. I'm going to be everywhere, and I'm going to stay consistent. And I'm just so focused where I'm not I'm so focused where I'm not playing no more. Whereas like they gonna just keep on seeing me. You just gotta be everywhere.
So then you went down there, and then you FaceTime Diddy, and then the next thing you know, you end up in Diddy's house.
Right.
He said, "Come through."
Right. I FaceTime Mr. Sean, and I said, "Hey, Mr. Sean, you the only guy in Miami right now without Spergo on. What's up?" He said, "Pull up on me right now." And I had a suitcase full of Spergo. I brought it to him, and I had some stuff for the whole family, and we was just chopping it up for about an hour. You know, we was just chopping it up for an hour. I was able to meet Christian and Justin, and you know, they remember me from the post and things like that. But it was just, you know, good to chop it up, and we got like a big project on the way, me and Mr. Sean, that I don't even know how we can talk about. But
breaking news alert.
right. So, and then after that, the next day he invited me to the Bad Boy Super Bowl party. I was able to meet, you know, some celebrities, and you know, it just feels good to be connected and different things like that. But you know, we still growing from here. So
yeah, and I wanted to say shout out to Mom, because I know you're an educator.
Yeah.
I know he was in school, but now he's doing homeschool. So you're taking that role of now being the teacher as well as Mom.
Right. Yeah. So it was actually like his first year in. He was like, "Mom, can I be homeschooled?" And I've never, even being a teacher, I don't know people that's homeschooled, and they're just like, "No, Trey, you can't be homeschooled. Like you want to be in school." It's like, "Mom, I'm missing so many opportunities and this and that." Like this was like a 2-month plead. Like he was like, you know, kept asking, and I started to see the things that he was missing, like because his mentors, like they all wanted him with them, like they would go to like conferences and things like that, and I'm like, yo, this is information that Trey really could benefit from. Like they were taking him, you know, out to Cali. What was the name of it? I can't remember the name of the conference, but it was a lot of
Dan Fleshman's birthday.
Yeah, so it was like that he went to that. He missed like 2 days of school, and then it was another conference or something was coming up. And I was like, dang, he gonna miss more school. Like I gotta sign, you know.
They're gonna start writing notes on you.
Exactly. Yeah. So then in February of 2019, I finally let him
get homeschooled.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go in the next segment. We're gonna talk about the day-to-day operations of Spergo. But before, I got one last question. So Khaled, your energy seems like is a match for Khaled. How was he like when you met him?
So, DJ Khaled?
Yeah.
So, like, when I met him, he was, like, real chill because he was in business mode. But when I see him next time, we going to be right real.
next time to turn up.
Right.
All right, so the next segment we're gonna go into next. All right, so now we're going to go into the next segment. So we're going to talk about systems and day-to-day operations. But before that, so the homeschooling process, because I'm sure there's a lot of parents that listen to Earn Your Leisure, and they might, you know, have thought about homeschool. You're a teacher by trade, so it's probably easier for you to teach.
Well, actually, he is like cyber school, so I don't have to come up with the curriculum. Homeschool and cyber school is a little bit different. Whereas homeschool, the parent does have to come up with the curriculum and the activities and things like that. So he does cyber school. He probably should say cyber school, where the curriculum is already there. He has teachers, he has counselors. They like once every quarter they have like a little get together where you can meet the teachers and talk about.
What's the name of the school?
He goes to 21st Century.
That's like something I did
Cyber
actually.
school.
So when I used to play basketball. So when I went to prep school in Florida, and so my last 2 years of high school, so Texas A&M. I was in school in Florida, but Texas A&M had like a satellite program where, so I traveled a lot because it was like a really good prep school. So like I would do like coursework. It's like online learning pretty much now, the equivalent of online learning. I would go to the physical location when I was in town, but if not, like they'd just send me packets.
Right.
Do the coursework, send the packets back. It gets graded, like a whole system in place.
Right.
And because I wasn't really in school a lot.
Right.
So that sounds like the equivalent of like what I did.
It's very similar to that. Yeah.
It's a new age way of learning. And the thing about it is that like a lot of the old traditional ways is kind of outdated.
Yeah.
Like you go to a school from 7:00 in the morning to 3:30.
That was Trey. that was his complaint.
I'm still doing that.
He was like, yeah. That was his complaint. He was like, Mom, I spend an hour traveling to school. I spend an hour coming back. You know, he had this whole thing laid out. Like, he was like, kids don't listen, you know, like teachers spending time with telling the kids to sit down, and I'm a teacher, so I kind of know,
we know that.
How much time is like wasted.
Classroom management.
Yeah, wasted on just getting the masses to do the right thing. So, I mean, it just started, like, he just kind of like kept breaking it down, you know. But for me, it was difficult at first because I was like, I didn't really know anybody else that did it before. I didn't want him to miss out on social things. I'm like, you know, well, Trey, when it's time to go to high school, you won't go on your prime, or like, you know. So I was kind of a little bit concerned about that kind of stuff.
Like,
I'm at Diddy's house. I think he's doing all right. I'm with Khaled, Mom. With the social part we got.
So that's dope because, like I said, I mean, there's no one shoe fits all feet.
Right.
Exactly.
And there's no one way to learn.
Right.
So it's like there's nothing that beats real life experience.
Yep.
Right.
So
it depends how you. It really depends because like my little brother like and my little sister like they really wouldn't like homeschool because they like, you know, learning with friends and different things like that. My little sister is like a social person, so homeschool for her, you know, wouldn't fit really.
Right. She loves getting on the school bus. She loves like you said, one
shoe don't fit all feet.
Yeah, that's a fact. So all right, so you homeschool. So how does the day-to-day operations work as far as the business? Because so obviously you have inventory, you got ship inventory, you got social media marketing. Can you like walk me through like an average day like of you running the business?
With me or with
both of you guys? Like just like what's your average day of like the business operation?
So with me, average day, it's like I wake up like 6:30. I wake up 6:30. So this is a day for me. So 6:30, take my little brother and older sister to the school bus. After that, I knock out some schoolwork. Hit the gym. Probably hit the gym at like probably 8 to 9. And then I get back and then just, you know, I check social media, see what's popping. But you know, and later on, I might just be traveling like to NY. If I'm not traveling, then probably just shipping out some things, checking out like what's going on, getting on some like, you know, business calls. Getting on some business calls is like usually all day, shipping out products, shipments coming into the, you know, warehouse. That happens a lot, like boxes, and then just also just planning, you know, for people that don't know, like it's 4 quarters. It's 4 quarters, Q1, Q2, Q3, and then best Q4. So just like planning for the quarter, and you know that's what like I'm always doing, just planning for like what's next. You know, like I don't really want to be like late on a wave, or you know, just figuring out what's new to fashion. Sometimes I might just go to like Neiman Marcus and just check out like some new products that they got in, or you know,
inspiration.
Right. Yeah.
So I ordered something, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do all the shipping yourself? Like, so the warehouse obviously is where all the clothes are going now, right? But prior to that, y'all doing it at the home?
So we're doing a lot of the shipping right now. We're doing a lot of the shipping right now. Yeah.
So you going back and forth to the post office yourself?
Yeah, I do, but I don't really have to though. The post office could come to me.
He likes the personable part of it, like the people at the post office know him, you know. Also, like, he has like special bags where he, like, his brand logo is on the bags and things like that. Yeah. He meets a lot of people in the post office, so like showing up is like Trey's thing. Like, he really likes, so he hires his friends and things like that. Like, his friends can go to the post office for him, but that part he enjoys. You know, he enjoys like talking to the people, seeing new people in the post office. Like, a lot happens at the post office, actually.
Right.
Yeah. So you're hiring your friends. So you got some 13 and 14-year-olds that you grew up with that are now working for you.
Yes.
You're a real boss. Yeah. How's that conversation go? Like, yo, I need y'all to do this run for me.
So one of my friends, they come through every Saturday. And they working inside the warehouse, organizing things, organizing new products, doing inventory, shipping out stuff. And then my brother and my cousins and different things like that, they'll come with us like for different projects. So for like a pop-up shop, I will hire my friends and different things like that. So they will help me set up, like, moving things. And I'm just showing them, like, look, this is a positive way y'all could get money. And then also, you know, when one of us win, we all win. Like, we a unity, we a team. So like we move like that. We moving in that direction. Like, we all got Spergo in our bio. We all got one goal. Like, Spergo gonna be a global brand. Or Spergo gonna be a global brand. So we gonna win or we gonna win. And that's just how we move. Like, we move as a team and different things like that. We always rocking Spergo. I rock Spergo every day. Like, you would never catch me, you know, rocking, you know, anything else. Like, I only got like the Pumas on right now because the Spergo sneaks not out. But
on the way.
You're right. So yeah, so that's what it is, like, for the team. So for the pop-up shops, they'll come and different things like that.
So Mom, like, as far as you run the books, right?
Yeah.
So how is that for you as far as your day-to-day? Like, what's your day-to-day look like as far as like, you're more on the business operational side?
Right. Yeah. So I'll handle like a lot of calls, a lot of the PR, a lot of emails. Like, Trey has been on over 30 media outlets last year.
You do PR yourself?
Yeah.
What's your formula for PR?
So PR, like, sometimes I'll send out press releases, but right now it's always been like a heavy demand for him. Right. So like, we haven't even really got into the part of
we're like trying to reach out.
Right. So I believe, I feel like this year is going to be a year where we would really step it up, where he gets into those like mainstream things, So yeah.
So you actually were teaching in school. We have that in common. We had a talk about the power of education and classroom management. Mm-hmm. At a certain point, you said, I can't teach anymore.
No. Yeah, it was getting difficult because I was working in the inner city is already rough,
mm-hmm.
So working in inner city, working full time, it was coming home already exhausted, but I would still have to, put in like 6 hours with Trey because he is 14 and he is a beast. Like, he's a beast, but it's some things that he just can't handle, like,
mm-hmm.
Bank stuff, just different things that, an adult has to take care of. So I would spend, 6 hours with him, and then I'm like running. Then I got to be a mom to my other kids.
Mm-hmm.
My family, I got to take care of my family. So I'm like running off of like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. So after a while, like, it was just starting to get like really, really rough.
Right.
And, Trey always said, Mom, come on, like, you don't got to do that. You don't got to work. And, a part of it was my own fear, like, we stepping in waters our family have never, we're doing things,
curses.
Yeah, we're doing different. We're like, when we started, his friends was laughing at him, but even adults looking at me like, what is you doing? So, I mean, leaving my job, my parents even was just looking at me like, you sure? They, as much as they believed in the brand, like, it's just that security, that guaranteed income and things like that. But just believing in Trey, believing in the brand, believing in, my own higher power and, just that kind of stuff. I was like, I can't, it's not even healthy at this point to keep living like this, and things are going really great. It's almost like if you believe we got to do something in order for him to go to the next level, for this to go to the next level, for us to really break these generational curses. We got to step out.
November 9th.
Yeah.
November 6th.
November 6th.
was my last day.
So you talked about putting systems in place.
Right.
Can you talk about that?
So putting systems in place. You want to talk about it more?
Yeah, that was so our first year, Trey is very like spontaneous. Like, all right, mom, we going here. We going here. You know, we're not doing this, mom, or we, you know. So after about a year and a half, like that's starting to get draining because it's like we're going here, we're making moves here, but this part is slipping because maybe we forgot to do one thing or we forgot to do another thing. So it's kind of like a bunch of like time, we're wasting time sometime, or we're losing resources in another area. So systems are really important, like those day to day, like we ship on these days, you know, we had to put those kind of things in place. This is how we answer this question, put in those frequently asked questions on a website, just a bunch of infrastructure and, you know, setting the bar for ourselves. Right. We had to do it because otherwise we would have went crazy.
Stuff like hours of operation. Like I can't be answering the phone 9:00 at night and things like that. It's just like not healthy. Shipping out on, you know, certain days, and just having a system for, you know, shipping, not writing labels, being able to, being able to print them and different things like that, and just, you know, putting systems in place, you know, so I could use time to do something else. So now I got shipping handled. Now I'm able to work on marketing. I got marketing handled. Now I'm able to, you know, be able to speak on earn your leisure, like so that
I like this kid.
Right, fact. So, but not only are you doing that, you're building your own personal brand, and you got I guess endorsement deals, right? Like, can you talk about like Invesco? So people don't know what Invesco is probably. Invesco's huge financial company, multi-billion-dollar company, investments, mutual funds, stuff, retirement accounts. So when I heard that you had a partnership with Invesco, that's pretty interesting. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so Invesco reached out to me in an early stage, one of like my early stages in business prior, like
it was January of 2019.
So a year in.
Yeah, so like a year in, they reached out to me, and they said, "Could you shoot us an email, back like, hey." You know, they were just saying, like, we're interested in working with you. Could you shoot us an email back? And, you know, I called them immediately. I said, forget the email. Like, I'm calling y'all now. So I called them, and they came to the house, and we did, you know, my first ever, like, commercial on TV. And this is, like, a global commercial. CNN, worldwide, people in all different countries are seeing it. And I was able to do the first commercial with them, and their tagline is really investing in greater possibilities and different things like that. And so me working with Invesco, they just showing like my growth with Spergo. You could see from like the beginning, like my beginning stages, from my first commercial to the second commercial, and then we got some more commercials on the way. And like you just seeing a growth like with me, and also me just being like a spokesperson. You know, for Invesco, and Invesco just, you know, giving me a lot of opportunities, and, you know, just really believing in me and being able to capture the growth.
Oh, and you also do public speaking.
Public speaking, yeah.
With the top person.
Right. Yeah, the number one guy.
How did that come about?
So I met Mr. E 2018. I met, you know, Mr. E 2018, September. He came to my mentor restaurant, Jordan Johnson Seafood. He came through. I came up to him like, hey, Mr. E, I look up to you a lot. My name's Trey Brown. I'm a 12-year-old entrepreneur at the time, CEO of my own clothing brand called Spergo. I got some T-shirts. Would you like to support? And
just like that.
Right, and I said, would you like to support? He said, yeah. And he said, yeah, I'm gonna get a shirt for me. I said, you need a shirt for Miss Diddy. He got some Spergo drip. We took a video, and then the next year that I met him, like he was like he was like so happy to see me because he seen my commercial on CNN.
Okay.
And like we just stayed in connection, you know, ever since then because I watch Mr. E every day on YouTube and different things like that. And, you know, me and Mr. E, we would text each other and stuff like that. So I would come to every conference, every 1% club and everything like that. So Mr. E would just keep seeing me.
You was paying to go.
Yeah, I was paying to go. And then my mom, she would volunteer and things like that. So that's what it was. And then Mr. E, he just kept seeing me on Instagram. And then he let me come speak. My first, you know, speaking engagement with Mr. E was last month in Atlanta, and the crowd went like crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that was real cool. And now I'm on tour with him. You Ain't the Boss of Me tour, so that's amazing.
So when you started, right, when the kids didn't take you seriously, that's one thing. What was it like when you were speaking in front of adults now and you're giving them inspiration? What was that like for you?
I don't know. I was just like being myself. Like it was just like I didn't really even notice. Like
I think the hardest part was the kids part. That was the hardest battle for him. I had to, you know, I was really encouraging him, like, Trey, you doing something amazing. I think adults always kind of connected with Trey because he's always been really mature, and a lot of them were really excited. And Trey is just like excited to be, you know, to talk with adults and stuff. So.
But the reason why I asked you if you paid for the conference is because is another guest that we had on the podcast, alumni, Alex, good energy. I don't know if you know him, but he does trucking, and he's connected with ET. He's in the circle, and he was telling us that how he got connected with ET is that he was paying to go to his conferences for a long time, and he had like a cruise, and he paid like $10,000 to go to the cruise, and randomly he didn't pay to like meet him. He was just paying because he got value out of it, and he randomly ended up with his business partner CJ.
Yeah, Mr. CJ.
Yeah, and he was like, and they was talking, and then the next thing he linked them with ET, and the rest is history. Now they're business partners. Right. I say that to say, A, you have to be in the mix, what we talked about earlier. And B, it's like, since you got to spend money. Like a lot of times people try to be cheapskates and they don't want to spend money, but it's like you spend money to put yourself in positions. Yeah. It might work out, it might not, but you don't know until you're actually in that position. So that's two guests that we've had that's connected with ET that started with actually going to his conference as customers and not really having any expectation. And then it just kind of worked out organically. So you never know.
Now me and Mr. E, like we chop it up every other day. I'm at the gym. He'll text me. He at the gym early in the morning. And, you know, we just chopping it up, updating each other. I still go to the conferences to this day. You know, it's just all about staying connected, relationships, keeping relationships. Like relationships, you know, are like way more important. The value is bigger than money. And that's why I like to keep relationships. And me and Mr. E, we really connected.
Can we talk about the online store? Because that changes it for you, right? It went from being a local brand to a global brand. Like you're shipping out to Germany, you're shipping out to Africa.
Right.
Who's in charge of that part of the business?
Me, right?
Yes, I mean, well, since it's a website that you can connect with anybody around the world, and people are just shopping, So,
I mean, from the marketing standpoint, like, how is it Instagram that is putting you out in these places, or is something else?
Google searches, like, so when we do our analytics and we look, one of the top places is like a organic Google search, and then also I feel like a lot of that comes from the commercial, or they seeing it spotted maybe on like a celebrity or, you know, things like that. And another top spot is through social media, through Instagram.
And I got so many short documentaries out.
Yeah.
Who did the short documentaries?
I got one with AOL and Verizon. I got one with Whistle Sports. I have a lot Fox Business.
Saw that.
Even the CNN commercial is on like YouTube. I got so much like media out. So it's like you might just catch me
You
anywhere.
never know where you might.
Yo, I was gonna say
Might even catch you in Times Square.
Right.
On a
on a
billboard.
billboard in Times Square.
How'd that come about?
So somebody had seen the commercial. Big shout out to Mr. Tracy. He called me. He said, like, I want to gift you with a billboard in Times Square. I picked up the phone. I said, we gonna be there Monday. We got there that Monday. We like to design the billboard and everything like that. I set a date. And I had got like a chartered bus, and my family had came out and they saw the billboard, and it was like really like a moment of a lifetime to see me up there. You know, they say 500,000. They say 500,000 people like walk past like that billboard every day or walk past Times Square. You know, so just like 500,000 people, you know, just looking at me, looking at the billboard. It was dope. And like my first billboard to be a billboard in Times Square, like that's amazing.
That's a great start, man.
Right.
2 years.
Right.
2 years.
A lot could change in 24 months. That's a fact. So, all right. So, in the last segment, we're going to talk about the vision going forward for Spergo and the personal brand and everything else that you got going on. All right. So, what's next? What's the vision to scale the brand, and like what's the next in line for what's going on with Spergo?
So what's next for Spergo is like my goal, my goal is for Spergo to be like a worldwide global brand. Spergo to be like that positive brand. Yo, I want to have a great day, so I'm gonna throw on my Spergo. I'm gonna throw on my Spergo Leo sweatsuit. I'm gonna throw on my Spergo hoodie, and that's how it is. Like right now, like anytime like people want to have a good day, they gonna throw on their Spergo shirt. But I just want it to be more worldwide and more global. Like I'm shipping nationally and internationally every day, but I want it to be like I want to have distribution centers out London, out Africa, and things like that. And also, I want Spergo to be in Neiman Marcus and the Saks and a flagship store in Philadelphia. For Spergo, like I see it like so much Spergo to be $1 billion company, and then for me, I have so much like on the way, like Trey Cares. I got a book on the way, and so Trey Cares is like it's more
It's like
a,
his nonprofit where he has a lot of things on his heart that he wants to kind of give back and take under his wing. Like one initiative that he's working on is he wants to like help with like childhood cancer. It's a young girl in our community that has cancer, and Trey really has a heart for her. So he also has a thing with homeless people. So like Trey Cares is going to be his way to give back to the community.
Dope. Now you said the flagship store, man. You want that to be like the monument in Philly that people need to come to.
Right. So I want to I want the Spergo store to be like, I have to go to the Spergo store. So like when you come to Philly, it's like, oh, I want to go to the Rocky Steps, but I want to like just take that over. Like I want to go to like the Spergo store. Yeah. So I want it to be a flagship store, in Philadelphia. It might even just be the only store in the world, the only Spergo store. Probably in just like the USA, but
and that's what we were saying. We were like, we've seen that with Nip, right? When Crenshaw wasn't a place to go,
right?
He turned it into Venice Beach. Like when you go to LA, now you want to go to the Marathon store.
Yeah,
that's what Spergo's going.
Yeah.
So like, do you have any entrepreneurs that because I know it's like Milano in Philly that she's doing.
Shout out to her.
Or even like a Virgil Abloh. Do you have like any people that you like look up to in the fashion game or?
So both of them. Like I look up to Milano a lot. I look up to Mr. Virgil. Matter of fact, can you say it? We got.
Oh, you got some.
We got. So, but I look up to like a lot of like business people as well. Like just more people, more like business people. Like Mr. like Uncle G.
Big business. Shout out to Big Business.
Like Wallow, and they people like we just chop it up, like FaceTiming each other on a regular, and things like that. But like a lot of the entrepreneurs and everything, like I see like a lot was going on, and I'm just loving like the energy. People are just starting to chase their dreams, and everybody is like it's starting to become like a wave a little bit, and it's like a positive wave. Like I'm opening up my business, and it's starting to be a cool thing, and I love, and I see what's
You at the forefront, bro.
Right.
You at the forefront of it. That's for sure. So you said that these guys were your mentors before they even knew it, right? Like you said, Diddy and Damon John. Have you run into Damon John? Because I know he's doing it in the business world, but he also comes from the fashion world. Have you had any interactions with him?
No, I haven't met Damon John yet. I do guys' book. I read it. I watch Shark Tank every night. So he mentored me, but he just ain't me.
So, we actually just met him in Miami.
Yeah.
I just met him in Miami.
This weekend?
This weekend, that's a fact.
Yeah.
I ain't get a call, Mr. Richmond. Oh man.
Hopefully, I think he's going to be on the podcast. So.
Right.
Well, we'll connect the dots when he comes on the podcast.
All right, don't be holding out.
Nah, that's a legend. That's a legend in the game. So what's the full collection for Spergo? Because you start with T-shirts, but now you have a full array of unisex clothing, right?
Right, so now we have like different, like when I first started, I had, T-shirts, 16, like white T-shirts. Now we have T-shirts and different colors, different designs, and we have a full collection, sweatsuits, swimwear, footwear, socks, slides. We have bodysuits for women. We have like, a lot of different products. Headbands, hats. And we got, so much on the way. What else we got, Ma?
Yeah, it's a lot of different things on the way.
But product-wise, we got sweatsuits.
We got underwear coming.
Oh, yeah, we got
That's going to be released next week.
Who's the designer? Like, who designs the, like, where you want to put the Spergo or, like,
me and Mom, bro. Me and Mom is designing everything.
So y'all up at night, like you're the creative mind behind this whole thing. Like, all right, we're gonna do this color, this fabric. That's y'all too.
Yeah.
Mom really does a lot of like Mom does like a really like me. All right, so it's like Mom does like a lot of designing. I do like a lot of like people emailing. I'll email him back.
He does a lot of the forefront stuff. So, like, for instance, he'll be like he said, Mom, we need some Spergo underwear. So it's like, I know about fabrics and stuff like that. So I'll kind of say, well, Trey, do you want this kind of fabric or that kind of fabric? So I'll kind of like give him like parameters, like and different ideas and say, well, do you want this or do you want that? Or he'll come to me and say, Mom, we need this. It needs to look like this, and that. And I'll say, all right, well, we can put it on this fabric or this printing I think will be best. So it's kind of like a collaboration of, what he want, the ideas that he want. And then it's like, what makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of what D-Wade that we spoke to him. He was like, listen, it's about putting people around you that can get your ideas into reality. So
right.
Like, he has the ideas and you're like, all right, this is how we put it into reality.
Right. Yeah.
That's dope.
How do you determine the price points?
So a lot of times, so like when he first started, like, so my undergrad is in accounting.
Okay.
And I was an accountant for 6 years. Before I was a teacher, when he said he wanted to start a clothing line, we had like a little business meeting where we talked about profits and loss and things like that. So he kind of like just calculate like what it costs, like everything from the manufacturing to shipping to packaging to processing and things like that. And then we kind of like multiply whereas though he can get a profit off of it.
Okay. Yeah. Dope. Yeah, it's always good to have an in-house accountant.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, Mom's a teacher and an accountant and an entrepreneur, and she got 2 kids that she got to watch and Trey.
So, do you want to? So, as far
No
as the
joke.
business, Spergo, all right, that's up and running. Do you have goals to start other businesses like separate from Spergo?
Yes, I got like a lot of different businesses in mind. I got a book coming out, and then also just like different businesses. Like I want to have a security company. Cleaning company.
Why security?
Security, because I feel like it's important. Everybody needs security.
Everybody needs security.
Everybody needs security. And then also,
in your circle, everybody needs security.
And then also, it's like a good business. It's good for business as well. Like you could easily get contracted. Cleaning.
All your celebrity friends, they'll.
Right.
You can just handle it.
Right.
Diddy, I got you. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. So I know you had a lot of mentors, right, coming up in this game. In your mind, in the next few years, you feel like you're going to be going back doing some mentorship in your community?
Yes. So that's what I'm working on right now is just being able to, because I know that I can't like talk to everybody personally, but I want to build like I I want to build like a network, for kids to, come and express like their dreams and how they could turn it into like a business, or how they could, turn it into, something where.
Yeah, we're still trying to flesh it out because Trey gets DMs all the time on like what to do next. Or yeah. So like what, like how, like can you take a look at this, or can you, so he wants to have like a program where kids can come and like he can spend that time with them and work through it, because the DMs are really like. It's a lot.
So, Mom, like, because there's a lot of sports parents, right? And like, if you have a child that plays sports, it's a demand. Like, you got to take them to AAU and you got practice and all of that. But it's like to be a business mom and like support your child entrepreneurial dreams. Like, what advice can you give to parents to like encourage them? Like, if their kid has an idea to start a business, like, you have any tips for parents for that?
Yeah, I would say like to trust your kids. Sometimes we feel like we have all the information and we have like all the answers, but kids know a lot. They come from a place that we don't come from. Like me and Trey is like a great team because he has actually taught me so much, because I think as an adult, we kind of experience some things where we're like afraid, or we face rejection, or, like we think too much. Whereas though Trey is like fearless with a lot of things. And, I remember when he talked about me and Meek or whatever, and I was just like, we're not going to get up to the line, because, the line was actually wrapped around the corner. I'm like, we're not going to get there. And, Trey just walked his way up to the front, and they were like, yeah, hey, Spergo, come here. And, just having that fearless and, just like, I want this and I'm going to go after it. So just trusting your kid, I think that's really important. Kids are smart. They know what they like. They know what they want. And, I think sometimes as adults, we think we know what's best for them, but we need to give them credit and let them even affirm them in knowing that they know what's best for them.
It's beautiful to watch, because like even when we were at lunch and he was trying to order, he's like, yeah, we're going to eat there. And it was that look like, if that's okay with you, Mom. Like, it's still that balance there. Like, yo, this is Mom, but this is my partner.
Right. So I feel like just let them dream, let them. And I feel like give them the tools. I feel like I didn't figure life out until I was like 30-ish. 32, so I spent a lot of years making mistakes. So like, I feel like if I can give my kids the opportunity to experiment with different things, to try different things. Trey started off with music. It was expensive being a teacher. We don't make much. So like going to the studio and stuff like,
tell him again.
Yeah, I'm like, Trey like, Mommy, I need to be in the studio. And I'm like, all right, we went a couple times. After about the fourth time, spending hundreds of dollars, I'm like, Trey, we might need to wait a month or two, But like my daughter, she wanted to do like cooking and dance, and like I don't look at it as like a waste of money to allow them to try different things. If I see a gift in them and I think they should push further, like we're not going to skip and just go to something different, but I'm gonna allow you to be interested in something and invest in it. We're going to work it out. You're not going to quit for any reason, but if it's something that I feel like maybe you're not gifted in or you don't like, we can try something else, so.
Yeah, I think that's a parent's job, to nurture your child's dreams.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't have to be sports and entertainment.
No.
That's what we're used to in our communities. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like their dreams might be to be a journalist or to be a doctor or an entrepreneur. And you got to give that same nurture that if you taking your kid to the basketball court at 6 o'clock in the morning and do drills with them, you got to do the same thing if they want to be an entrepreneur.
Right. Like, we got to go to the barbershop every Saturday.
Right.
Like, we just got to do it.
Yeah, it was definitely a sacrifice because like those Saturdays were my only day off.
Exactly.
So it's definitely a sacrifice. But I saw how he was learning like good character skill, like traits that I would talk about, but is when he was learning it in motion, it was just like stuff that was stick. And I saw him get like hungry. Like I saw these great things coming about, and it was just like, wow, for me when this started, it was like, oh, this is cute. This is an opportunity for me to spend time with my kids and, do something fun with them. But after about a month in, I saw that this was something that like it grew in him. Like he even wanted to do it, but I saw it grow to be like his dream got bigger and bigger every week. So
Keep dreaming, kid.
That's powerful.
Keep on doing
That's
it.
powerful. But before we wrap up, can you give any words to young entrepreneurs, Trey? That any kids, like, what's your advice for young entrepreneurs, kids that may be interested in business?
Here are like some tips from me. It's like find your passion. Find like what comes easy to you and hard to others. Find your passion, and run with it. Two is like your network is your net worth. Like the people that you hang around, determines like really who you gonna be. Like if I hang around 5 millionaires every day, I'm done to be like the sixth one. Third one is just when you get started doing what you're doing, stay consistent at it. Like staying consistent. A wise man said, if you persistent, you will get it. But if you consistent, you will keep it. That's like, that goes back to like the brand, consistency. Like when I always had what's your
brand recognition.
Yeah, like brand recognition. Like I always had the same T-shirt on, for months straight. That's consistency. Like me going out to the barbershops every Saturday, that's consistency. Like it's so easy to get it, but it's easy to drop the ball as well. So you got to stay consistent. Also, just staying educated. And you can learn in many ways. Like me, school, I can learn it from you guys' podcasts, reading books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. My book I got coming out, education is key. And then last one is like affirming positive things. Like every single day when I get up, I'm affirming that I'm gonna have a good day. You like it or not, like I'm affirming that. I'm affirming positive things every single day. I'm affirming that I'm building an empire. I'm building $1 billion brand. I'm building that. I'm a happy person. Like I'm affirming everything like that. Like I am happy. I am strong. I'm powerful. I'm courageous. Like I am successful. I say that stuff every single day in the morning. So when somebody might talk down on me, that like that don't really affect me because self love is
it's the best love.
Self love is the best love. So that's my tips, like to up and coming entrepreneurs, up and coming, just people that's just trying to find themselves. Like find your passion. Your network is your net worth. Staying consistent, staying educated, and affirming positive things.
That's a lot, man. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. How can the people contact you? Social media, website, all of that information.
All right, so it's Spergo Billionaire on Instagram. That's the Spergo page, but me on Instagram is IAMTB Flames. Is IAMTB Flames with Z at the end. Also Spergo Billionaire on Instagram, Spergo on Facebook, Spergo on YouTube, Spergo on Twitter, Spergo.com where you could get your Spergo drip. Again, that's Spergo Billionaire, IMTB Flames, Spergo on Facebook, Twitter, Spergo.com Spergo.com for your Spergo drip.
Yeah.
Drip. Big drip.
Yeah. Troy, housekeeping.
Shout out to everybody on patreon.com. Y'all know that's our Proud to Pay program. It has grown. Shout out to all our earners, man. I sent out the message. There was some confusion as to how to get to EYL University. Everybody should be clear to do that now. Everybody on EYL University, that is a weekly seminar, a webinar. We have 3 classes a week. We have a mortgage class with MG, the mortgage guy, our brother, on Mondays. We have the guest webinar on Wednesdays, and Rashad and myself obviously do our webinar on Thursdays. And now we have EYL Espanol. That is going to be starting. Nice. Yeah. Cool. We finalizing that, so that's going to be rolled out because we want to make sure that all communities are encompassed in this financial literacy learning. So we want to make sure we tackle everybody. So shout out to everybody that's been joining on that and supporting the merch as well. Obviously, Rashad has the EYL University hoodie. I'm wearing our trademark logo, Assets Over Liabilities. So yeah, everybody that's been supporting that, we appreciate it and we love you, of course.
Yeah, Patreon revamped as well. There's new features that's added to Patreon. Yep. It's a whole community. So yeah, Patreon, make sure you check that out. That's the way to get episodes early. Yeah. Without ads.
And unreleased episodes now.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going on with Patreon. And don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube, Apple channels. That's important. So, yeah, thank you guys for rocking with us. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.